All right, thank you, everybody. Hey, welcome everybody here. My name is Christian, and yes, you can probably see that I'm not a Singaporean, but if you close your eyes, you might think that I speak like one. That's because of my wife. She said she would only marry me if I speak like a local. But anyway, just want to thank Evelyn for having me up here and being able to showcase our company. Thank you to the Great Place to Work team as well. Thank you, DPM, for gracing this event and showing that having great cultures and great corporate cultures is important to the government as well. And so interesting that you were just in Germany. I'm a Swiss, and I definitely know what is the Mittelstand. And sometimes when people see TC Acoustic and it looks so local and they see a Caucasian or an Angmo leading the company, they think I married into the family. I'm totally not related to the family, but hey, like the Mittelstand, they hired somebody outside. I run TC Acoustic together with a great team of leaders, and just to tell you a little more about what our company is all about, we have a video prepared for you and it's all done in-house. So 3, 2, 1, let's play that video. All right, yes. We had a lot of fun doing business. So we have a 70 full-time staff with an average age of 27 years old. I'm just slightly above the average. Yeah, Swiss chocolate. And the other thing that I really want to say, because we are in the audio space, and very often in the audio space, you don't really have a lot of women on staff. So I'm proud to say on our team, 50% are women, and on our leadership team, 60% are actually women. So it's very interesting that we are able to attract so much great talent. So why I'm up here to share, a few years ago, in 2010, I came into the company and there were just 3 employees left and 2 immediately resigned because they didn't like the new leadership team. And then we built up this company and it was a great experience looking back. And after the staff team couldn't fit around one table anymore, we realized we need to be better in communicating what we are all about, because all the new staff, they are new and they need to understand what are we all about. And we were discussing what should be our company purpose or vision, and we were all going like, oh, we should be the biggest audio dealer in Singapore, we should be the biggest partner of Sonos. And then I spoke to my mentor and he said, yeah, but that is not very inspiring for the staff, because it's great for the shareholder, it's great for the senior management, but why would your staff care whether you are the most profitable or the biggest company? And that was really a light bulb moment. And then we agreed that we want to be everyone's favorite company. We want to be our staff's favorite company. We want to be our customers' favorite company. We want to be our suppliers' favorite company. And of course, we also want to be Ira's favorite company. So, yeah. So a few principles that we built the business on and that we train our leaders on. And the first principle really is that people are above policies. You know, when you start a company, and those of you who had the privilege to start a company from scratch and growing it, you know that when you start a company, it is the great idea but the great people that make the idea happen. And somehow when companies grow bigger, they want to protect that success. And they think to protect that success, we need to have policies. The next time you call your telco, yes, that's the kind of companies full of policies because we want to protect our success. But when you end up with a lot of policies, your people are constrained, and the people that have made you successful, they can't operate in their strength anymore. So we want to make sure that we will never limit our employees by rules or policies. I mean, as long as they follow the Singapore law, right? But we have as little policies as we need. And that's really where Great Place to Work helped us a lot, because we were suddenly able to measure culture. I mean, you can measure anything in your company, from contribution margin to gross profit to whatever, but who can measure culture? Yeah, we walk around and we get a pulse, we talk to people, but really Great Place to Work helped us to verify and certify that, yeah, we do have a great culture. It also helped to see which leaders, they need a bit more training and support to bring that culture all the way to their teams. But beyond measuring, we also want to be proactive, and a few habits that we have implemented. How do we get the best out of our people? Now, the first habit is that we celebrate. Now, what do we celebrate? Every 2 weeks, we have the most expensive meeting in our company, because we bring all our 70 employees together, and then all the leaders, they will share, or not all, but probably 4 leaders will share about a stuff. And they caught this stuff doing something that exemplifies our culture. They have lived out our culture, and the whole staff team will celebrate them. So people feel like, hey, you know, if I live out the culture, I will be celebrated, I will be rewarded. It's an expensive meeting, but it's a very important meeting. The other thing that is really important is empowering. And that's like a jargon. Everybody knows we gotta empower people. But I want to ask you, do you empower people when the game is over 90 minutes? When it comes to the penalty kicks, is your team able to take that decisive penalty? Or is it always the same few people that get the limelight and they can make all the decisions and play at decisive moments? For us, we make it a habit. We always empower people, and we always ask our leaders, hey, show us, how have you empowered your people? So a couple of months ago, one of our brands launched a new product, and we said, okay, let's launch this product. It's in a new price category. It's very important. And we had one rule. The launch team, they must not have worked for us for more than a year, and they should be below 25 years old. They should be new in the company. And we said, it's your responsibility to launch this very important product. And they did it, and they also created a little video by themselves to launch this. And I want to show you that video to let you see what comes out when you empower people. So 3, 2, 1, let's play that video. Yes, if you want to buy it, 11/11 is coming up really soon. But that is, yeah, that's what comes out when you empower people. And last year at a Great Place to Work event, DPM said something very interesting. He said employees who feel empowered by their employers go the extra mile, enabling them to achieve things with their employers. And that is definitely true. We see that happening all the time. Another way how we empower our people is all our staff, they set their own KPIs because everybody wants to make the company successful, so they set their own KPIs. And then another habit that we have is we need the culture to be such that everybody dares to contribute. So we need to keep the team healthy. And what does that mean sometimes? And especially when you run an SME and we only have 70 staff, if you just have one or two that don't fit into the culture or that keep on, going against the culture, well, once in a while, to keep the team healthy, you have to ask them to go and work somewhere else. Now, another principle that is very important is that the culture is above the brand. And I really appreciate the Great Place to Work company and initiative because you're setting a new benchmark. Previously it was always about the brand, famous companies. Sometimes our staff during Chinese New Year, they will go and their relatives will ask them, who do you work for? And they say TC Acoustic, and everybody will go, TC what? And then they explain to them, we sell Sonos and Marshall and everything. And then they go, oh, you work for Sonos. No, TC Acoustic. That's because the brand is so well known. But now with Great Place to Work, they will tell the aunties and uncles, they say, hey, Sonos is not a great place to work, but my company is a great place to work. And it really helps in the pride of our people because, you see, a great brand makes the consumer. A great brand makes the consumer. In the early days, you buy Apple because you wanted to be cool. Now today, everybody buys Apple. But it's all the branded stuff. It's about the consumer. But a great culture makes the team. A great culture influences the team. A great culture impacts the team. And seriously, business is about impacting people. Business is not about selling stuff. In the evening when we go home from work, I hope that our team goes home with more than, we had a great day. We sold a lot of audio. But I hope we go home saying, hey, we impacted some people. Beyond making money, it's about impacting people. A great culture always impacts people. You see, one thing that I have learned is that when your culture impacts your team will impact your company. And I want to share one story just to end this. One of our staff, his name is Joel, and you saw we have an office also in Malaysia and in Thailand. And one day, one of our staff came to me and said, hey, did you read this Google review? And I'm like, oh no, it cannot be good, right? Probably 1 star or 0 star. He said, no, you got to read it. So I read it, and I have it up here for you. And it said that you don't need to read the whole thing, but basically, you read there, this is the customer saying, due to my extensive travels, Joel even picked me up from Penang Airport and delivered the Sonos Arc to me to ensure I don't miss delivery from couriers. So then I found out what happened, and I was like, hey, are we now doing Grab services as well? But when I found out the story, I was very touched because there was one customer, he was very busy, he was always flying, he was not at home to welcome the courier, and the staff couldn't take it. He said, I need to make sure that this customer is helped. So he said, customer, when are you arriving? The customer said 10 p.m. And our staff was there with a new product at the airport to welcome the customer. And then he asked the customer, how are you going to go home? The customer said, I don't know. Nobody is picking me up. Then he also sent the customer home. And nobody knew about this. No manager knew about this. We had to go and find out the story from the staff. And you see, when you have a great culture, you don't need many policies because your culture impacts your people and your people do whatever it takes to help you have a great place to work. So let's keep on making great companies. And that's it on my end already. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
thank you.
Christian.